Hello everyone, it's me, Wondertina again. I am a varied artist. I create in digital and traditional style, and recently I have also been creating music. And today I will show you how I created this video for my latest piece, where I combine 2D elements with 3D graphics. I have wanted to do something like this for a long time, and the only obstacle was to know how to use Blender. So every now and then I come back to this program and I am doing better and better, although it's very difficult because 3D modeling requires a lot of knowledge to know what's going on in this program. It is not as intuitive as with regular graphic programs where you see something and you realize that you understand what's going on and what this is gonna change. However, in a 3D program there are some aspects related to technical matters such as typology and things that happen when you make a mistake, which usually means I don't know what to do about it. I will start by creating layers of space in which that Pokemon I pick will appear. I saw this in a tutorial where someone briefly describes how he did it. He did not go into details, but it gave me an idea how it can be done more or less in a 3D program. This person also made textured 3D models where he sticked his illustration to make them more three-dimensional, but I decided that I will not do this because it didn't enhance the effect, because that YouTuber painted his trees so well that looked 3D already. So I choose something strange as usual as the theme for this wild Pokemon. About a year ago, the beta designs for Pokemon from Gen 2 came out, and that's where I saw first beta design for Celebi, which is my favorite Pokemon. It's cute, onion fairy, a really great design. This beta design was so simple that I made a drawing of my interpretation of this pixel mess in my sketchbook. It was probably supposed to be some kind of shadow Pokemon with a flute. It suited my piece of music, where in my imagination it's some dark forest where some creature plays its wild melody on a flute, which is quite disturbing. Since my autistic brain really likes patterns, I combined it with a place from Pokemon Gen 2 location named Ilex Forest, where this creature is staying near some shrine. I won't bore you with my modeling in Blender. I will just show you short fragments of what it looked like. Maybe in the video it looks like I know what I am doing, but it's just a deception. I cut out those boring moments where I wondered what to do and moments when something just breaks and I try to fix it, but I can't. However, it was relatively easy to do. I learned a bit by using tutorials on YouTube to make my life easier and to make the models symmetrical and not look too amateurish. And I also found nodes for the wood texture in some tutorial, and look, I wouldn't even dream of it, but these nodes nicely spread the wood pattern on the roof boards so that it looks like real wood. Wow! Even though I used many tutorials, I still think not to rely too much on what people tell me in tutorials, because you can make things harder for yourself, but if you think about it, you can make many things easier. I found that I can skip some steps and make it easier to group layers in the program where I prepared the forest background so that later there would not be problems saving and placing it in Blender. And this way I can quickly turn layers off and on and check if everything is okay. I thought how similar shrines are to chapels we have in Poland, plus the mentality of the Poles is very similar to that of the Japanese, because here we also believe that if we work hard, someone will eventually appreciate you, which never happens. Here in Poland you also have proof that you are a good worker and give it your all. And what if you get sick? You can be fired for that. Oh, let's take a trip around my village to one chapel that stands in a field somewhere far away. There are quite a few of them around all the villages. Wherever you go, there is always one or more. It is similar to the shrines in Japan, which you can probably also sometimes find there. I also somehow managed to relate to it, but so it is already with me. It is spiritual expansion, worshipping some demons. In our case, it is usually so-called Mother of Jesus. I simply call her the Queen of Heavens, or Ishtar, as she is called in the Bible. She is some demon who pretends to be the mother of Jesus, which is a misunderstanding. Anyway, because God said that you cannot pray to any people or statues. It is probably also common in Japan, but this country is probably becoming more and more atheistic. However, Poles remain Catholic, and this oppresses, which is why it is still in darkness, because it does not know living God. It only has religion, because a typical Pole thinks that you have to go to church, do some work, and that will be enough. And after death, maybe this God will take pity on them. And that is not how it works. This is a religion like any other, in which a person thinks that if they were good enough or did something enough, then they will qualify for eternal life. I regret that my country lives in darkness, but I know that people want to get to know the living God through the gospel of salvation by grace, which is in the Holy Scriptures to read. Such a digression, because it seems very similar to me, although I don't like it a bit that I come across such dark topics in my works, but I have a very high tolerance for scary things. Somehow I am not afraid of horror movies. For me they are simply idiotic. And then I thought in Blender to make the animation I created work that the Pokemon would appear and disappear in different places like a real spook. It was quite difficult because I don't understand the timeline in this program. It works completely different and I don't understand how to make the animation stop and start in different places. I couldn't do it, so with some half measures jumping over some hoops I managed to do it. It's only a 15-second loop animation because Blender unfortunately has a problem that probably all other 3D programs have, that they take a really long time to render. So there is no point in doing it longer. Of course, I decided to make a sequence of images because the video could come out in poor quality and the image sequence is quite fast, and most even free video editing programs can make a sequence of images as a clip. One more thing, I was wondering if I could do something like that would be useful for some genuity in the internet. I am not expecting anything in return, but it would be nice if I just commented here and showed some illustration from DeviantArt where I decided that these illustrations deserve attention. However, these will only be positive comments because I see no reason to comment on something I don't like. So I will choose a couple of illustrations then and I will say a kind word. Of course, I don't have to inform this person that I did it, only the viewers who see it, if they want, can go there and say something nice to this person or what they think. So I will finish now. Thank you for watching and bye.